An essential characteristic of trigonometric functions is that they're defined by a right angle. Right triangles are ones that have one angle that is 90 degrees. The hypotenuse is shown on this side. How you can tell this is the hypotenuse is that the hypotenuse is always two things. It's the side opposite of the right angle and it's the longest side of the triangle. In this pictorial representation, you can see that right across from the 90-degree angle is the hypotenuse. Now we know what the hypotenuse is, we can figure out what the other sides are called. The side directly across from the hypotenuse is called the opposite side, obviously because it's opposite. And this side right here is called the adjacent side. What adjacent basically means is next to. So the adjacent side is next to the hypotenuse. The sides of a triangle are defined by the relationship to the hypotenuse, as you can see by my last demonstration. So this brings me to a clever little mnemonic used in trigonometry, SOHCAHTOA, that helps you find the sides of a triangle. So here you can see sine, cosine, and tangent, which are the trigonomic functions that you will be using to solve for these kind of problems. Over here we have sine, and you'll be using the opposite side and the hypotenuse side, so you just divide. This is cosine, so you'll be using the adjacent side over the hypotenuse side. And lastly, we have tangent. You'll be using the opposite side and the adjacent side, and again, you'll be dividing. Over here, I have my TI-84 calculator, and these are the trigonomic functions used, the ones that I boxed in blue. So here, I'll be using inverse to find measure L. First, label the hypotenuse. Now that you know where the hypotenuse is, find the opposite and adjacent sides. Because the opposite and adjacent sides are left, then you use the tangent. So it's opposite over adjacent. Now multiply the inverse of tangent on both sides. This will cancel it out, which leaves theta. Now you're left with theta equals the inverse of tangent of 35 over 65. A common misconception is actually multiplying them, but that's not what you're supposed to do. When you type this into your calculator, you get the answer. Sides you have left here are x and 8 inches. You don't have 42 degrees because it's an angle, not a side. Here you use sine because you have the opposite and the hypotenuse sides. This part is just following out with operations. So once you get the sine of 42, then you multiply each side by 8 so you can get rid of the denominator.